everybody out there on the internets, welcome again to me, the Roller Geezer. And today I'm doing something that apparently is still weirdly popular on YouTube. It is an unboxing. I have something brand new right here that just came in the mail today that I am excited to get into. So, let's all find out what it is together. So, I'm pretty sure I know exactly what this is. I really don't want to have to do anything to the box itself, because I like to keep things nice. What the devil is this? Alright. Well, come on now. Work with me here. Boy. Is that going to work for me? Hopefully. Yeah. Okay. So you can kind of get an idea of what this might be. I mean, some of the logos should be enough to let you know what we got here. So, you know that it's something from USD. And I'm hoping this is going to be as awesome as I've mentally prepared myself. There is a very wise comedian who once said, the anticipation of the event is always better than the event itself. And I really hope that that is not the case here. So, okay, let's see what we've got. I've got packing. Haha, packing and inventory. Oh, so I got the, just so you know, I got this stuff from Roller Warehouse, and they have a tendency to send me stuff. They send you stuff along with, you know, when you order things over a certain price threshold. And now I have a Roller Warehouse shirt. Thank you for that. Sure. That's not what we're here for. What we're here for is this. Oh, good. Another thing about Roller Warehouse I love, they give you wax. This is some really good wax. So I always recommend shopping at Roller Warehouse just for that. What we got in here? Wow, mushroom blading. Huh. Mushroom. Wow, that's. Oh, and an old school like 50-50 style ad piece, and then there's mushroom blading on the back. That's cool. It's been a while since I've seen that. But let's get rid of the box. So, what I have here is something that I am very excited about. I've been looking forward to it. The new Eugen Ennen USD Shadows. Okay, we still have... We've yet to change. We've yet to change the manual. That's good. You know, one of the cheapest things. You're just not gonna update it. I think in my last unboxing, when the Trimaxes came, this was the exact same stuff. So I'm glad to see not everything has changed. Great. Was this a dime bag? No, it's okay. These are my wrenches for things. Cool. They put it in static bags. This is rather strange. I mean, yeah, I guess that's better than plastic, I suppose, but Okay. So, I think it's this way. It looks that way. So, these are the Eugen Ennen USD Shadow Pro model of his. I have been waiting a very long time for these. I remember, I think, something like March or April of last year, these things were leaked. And, I mean, he wasn't really keeping it, they weren't really keeping it much of a secret because he was skating in prototypes all the time. And it was just like, when is this going to happen? Now, I can't say I'm a lifelong fan of Shadow. I mean, they've been around since what, 2005, 2006, and I've become a huge fan. In fact, ever since I got into my first pair of Shadows, the DL1s, pretty much never jumped out of those skates. And before I really get into these things, like I said, I have been dying for a new pair. 2019, January of 2019 was the last time they released Shadow skates, and I ordered the Trimax because they had the one-piece cuff system. And just to let you know how much I use those things, this happens to be one of them. This is my hybrid USD Shadow / real, like, old school Shadow skate. This is a hybrid of the Trimax and the Damian Wilson cover. And I also have in here the Chris Farmer 1 foot wraps. These things are old enough to drive, and I still use them. And there's a very specific reason for that, and I'm going to get into details here in a little bit. But just so you know, these skates have gone through hell, as you can clearly see. They are just on the verge of falling apart. I mean, some of the skate is holding on by literal threads. It's not good, but I love these skates. But they finally came on pre-order. They were supposed to arrive mid-January, but for whatever reason, maybe got stuck at port. I don't know, but they finally showed up the 31st, and they have come to me today, which, as I'm filming this is February 2nd, Groundhog Day of all days, which is a very important holiday back home, so whatever the dopey groundhog did, yay, I guess. But I have been excited for these skates, these particular boots, for a while. And it didn't help matters when Eugen put out that video displaying all the things that he has done with this boot. And it initially addresses a lot of my problems that I had with the last version of the Shadows. To be very blunt and honest, the 2019 versions, the only redeeming quality that they had was the fact that they fixed the one-piece cuff problem of breaking, and they put reinforced steel at the bottom, and I've never had that problem with the current skates. But I was just happy to have fresh Shadow skates again. And, well, he says that he's addressed a number of these issues, so let's really get into these skates. First and foremost, let's just look at the front. This right here has been one of my biggest problems with the company for a long time. The last ones that I really saw do this were the Damian Wilsons, which even Eugen referenced in that video, which made me very happy, because ever since that era, they have started to really chintz and get cheap on the front here. The last pair had just the strap, and then, I mean, it's still kind of, you can still kind of see it here. Okay. I hope they really reinforce that, because I can just see this tearing very badly. So it looks like they've kind of done it, but to a point. So they've found a compromise of sorts, I suppose. It's still the same as the last build, where they had this piece just going across, because last build, or last run, this was not here at all. All you had was this strap. And I just was not a fan. I think this is better because it secures more. It makes you actually feel like it's being held down. They've redone the ratchet. This has been a huge problem. I can't tell you how many of these I've destroyed. The old school ones, these, I have destroyed so many that whenever I see anybody selling these, I buy. And I buy as many as I can, because they do not last long. They've never lasted long. Hopefully this redesign, which is using the same mold, but it looks like this is a little bit more durable. I'm excited for that. Because, like I said, the older ones, I'd break them. In fact, the last one I broke was on a True Soul on a ledge. It caught the ledge, and it just, that was it. And then it just flops there. It's never been a good system. Another thing that I've always had a problem with, I was never a fan of the old setup where it was the two straps, because the Velcro would eventually go. So they went with this one solid piece strap. But there's a problem with that, because what would happen, and this is more of a result of the dissatisfaction with the boot, the boot liner. So the jury's going to be out on this one. But and it's happened again. It ruins. Like, I had to put in bigger washers for this thing, and it still rips. In fact, you can look at just how threadbare this is. This is not good at all. I mean, and I've retrofitted this thing to work with the foot wraps, because the last run went to this boot model, this boot liner, and I cannot stress enough the overall dissatisfaction I've had in my life when it comes to power slide making liners. I don't know why it's such an issue throughout history with this company. Even when I had USD Thrones, the stock liners would always eat at my ankles. And I thought, surely 20 years later, after my first experience with the USD Frederick Thrones, that they would improve this. Well, the last liner that was like this, I had the exact same problem. Same exact points. And I'm hoping that has been addressed. Now, they've definitely changed some things up. This is a very stout tongue. I'm impressed by that. I mean, they really pushed that out. So hopefully that might help with the situation. They have the availability of the speed laces again, but it doesn't look like it's a massive option. So I might be able to give this another shot. Hopefully it won't be so bad. So that, wow, this feels really sturdy. Like, it's hard. Man, they really packed that on. That's okay. That's a little impressive. I just hope when I go out and work with these that it's not I don't have those same problems. But here's to hoping. Okay, so let's look at the rest of this. Okay. Okay, I'm a little concerned about this already. The bolt frame, or where the frame bolt goes, they have a screw, but then the screw's already come out. It looks like it's already been stripped off. I mean, it's very tiny, but it's supposed to secure this so it doesn't spin when you're actually putting the thing in. I'm a little concerned about that. Hopefully that's nothing too major. We'll see. But that's not good. It looks like it's been stripped out. Hopefully the plastic... Well, okay, it's biting, so that's okay. Hopefully that's not a major issue. I really don't want that to be flopping around. I really want that frame bolt to be secured. So they brought back the... That was the other thing. They brought back the foot pad for this, or the heel pad for this, which the last run I think didn't have, because they thought, oh, the boot will be fine. The boot wasn't fine. Because like, I was so dissatisfied with the boot, and I gave it an honest shot. I think I skated those skates, pretty much stock for the first 2 months, and then it just didn't feel right. So, in order to compensate, I created this hybrid monster that you saw, and it's worked out great. I love them. It's pretty good. They kept the one-piece cuff, which is good. I prefer that, and hopefully, he mentioned this in the video as well, but I see it here now too. He did use they did decide to use the 2-bolt system here instead of the 1. That's going to be a boon for me, because that should definitely take the stress, because that was the big thing. It was tearing here, and then what would happen when it would tear, like the strap would bunch up here, and like this would just be dangling, and it just didn't look right. I mean, it doesn't feel good at all. So I'm pleased as punch with that. Part of the other thing they said, because to give it security as well, is that they decided to put Velcro back here in the boot, and apparently, well, it's not called Velcro, it's the brand, but eye and hook right here. So this is supposedly gonna stay here with this, so that's an interesting modification that I enjoy. But I mean, you can still see that this is just the stock, the old stock mold. They've added some interesting rivets here to the piece. Yeah, they riveted the... I don't know if you're really able to see that, but they riveted 4 pieces into the... Four rivets into this particular cuff. I'm pretty sure they're on both like that, but cool. Let's take a look here underneath the heel pad, because I'm curious. Yeah, okay, they still... Okay, you still have the measuring. That's good. So it's still it's Shadow. You can adjust. That's one of the things that I really enjoy about Shadow. You either get a small, medium, or large, and then you can adjust. I think that's probably one of the bigger advantages. You're not stuck to a certain shell size. You can adjust accordingly, so it'll be solid skate. Let's look at the bottom. Nope, still have not yet fixed the mold problem. They still have the original the original Shadow spelling on the bottom. I mean, that was one of my big complaints of the original, or the 2019 run, was the fact that it just felt like they were chintzing out. So it just felt like, yay, you made Shadow again, but it's like you just kind of did it half-heartedly. And let's check out this. I mean, right now, I will say this: the Velcro feels sturdy, but if you know anything, if you're a Shadow owner, these things have a tendency to wear out kind of quick. So it's going to be interesting moving forward how that's going to be. They haven't. Okay, they've updated a little bit on the power strap itself. That's a that's a bit of a redesign. That's a welcome change. I mean, I never really had problems with this side. I mean, I've had the ratchet side snap before. It doesn't look like they changed that at all, but looks like they've redesigned this to be a little bit more sturdy. I don't know if other people have had that problem, because I haven't. So that looks a little bit lower in comparison. No, it looks still the same. I do notice it's supposed to be black, but I do notice that hint of green, very dark green and silver in there. It's noticeable. It's very faint. So, I mean, it's looking solid so far. I'm not really complaining about anything too much. Like I said, seems like Eugen addressed a lot of the issues that I think I believe a lot of us owners of this brand have had problems with. And like for me, really, this right here, that's finally been addressed with this piece. And you know, when they made the 2019 run and they only had the one piece right here, yeah, that never really worked with me. So I'm glad to see they've finally addressed that as well. These two bolts instead of the one is definitely going to be an improvement. So let's just see how this is gonna go. Now, I've also heard that they might potentially release a Legacy Shadow this year, supposedly using the original Dustin Latimer boot. Which, if that's the case, I might have to buy that as well. I don't even know if I'd even use it. Oh wow, that's really in there. Okay, the Velcro works. You're not moving. So yeah, still another solid boot there. The frame bolt here looks a little bit better. It's not just popped off. That's good. I'll probably have to do some work with that to make it look good. Really, they're advertising the oh, okay. So all in all, this looks it's from the 2019 run to this run, it's fundamentally a lot of the same thing, as is expected. Boot molds are very expensive to get anything really modded, so you have to work within your practicalities. So I'm pretty sure, like, I mean, the fact that they went back, they went to this two bolt system. I mean, really, that's not too difficult. I mean, that just requires a different drill system, because fundamentally the cuffs, the cuff is pretty much the same. Nothing has really fundamentally changed. I mean, it still has the same hole for the pad here as they've always had. So, you know, you have to think about this stuff in a business sense. That, you know, what can you logically change without really breaking the bank? I mean, yeah, you still got to give the rider their royalties and whatnot, but you worked with what you could. He did it, like I said, he addressed some of the bigger problems here, and I'm really excited to try these out. I don't know when. I got to do it, you know, it's got to be special. Now I have, for those who've ever watched me, you know I ride Kaiser suspension frames. These are frames that have not been around in over 10 years. But I somehow managed to still find brand new frames, and I still have a brand new pair. They are another edition of these. These are Aaron Feinberg Kaiser suspension frames that will be going on this skates, and I also have brand new dead wheels. I like hard wheels. Hard durometer wheels are always better for me. So I'm excited to try these out this weekend when I go out skating, if I get the chance, because it's supposed to be another snowstorm around here and I really don't want to jack these up that quick. I will be able to give you a good assessment. I'm excited. The only thing I'm really dreading is the liner. Like I said, I've never had success with these liners. Any liner that Power Slide has ever made, I've just never had success. They just kill my ankles. I always end up with blisters. I can't stand it. Hopefully this time around that will change, but I can only hope. I won't know until I actually do it. And I will say this liner is stiff as all get out. Now I'm pretty sure with time it will loosen up, but man, that's pretty rigid. So we'll see how this goes. So yeah, I've got the brand new Eugen Ennen USD Shadows. Overall, first impression, just looking at them, I'm excited to use them. They've addressed the big bugaboos that I have always had, especially with the strap issue and the 2-bolt system. They finally brought back more to the strap itself. You know, they made it meatier instead of just this little thing that goes across. And my only skepticism right now is the liner. Is this going to hurt my feet or not? Because if not, well, Chris Farmer 1s will be back on my feet, and as you can tell, I've loved them a lot. And I can always readjust this stuff to make it work, so it's not that hard. So, okay. There you have it. The brand new Eugen Ennen USD Shadow skates. So until next time, and I do a real test with these things, toodles.